What if I told you that longing, as painful as it is, can be one of the greatest gateways to self-discovery? Longing is a universal feeling. All of us have experienced it at some point in life. It arises when someone important leaves, when a chapter ends, or when something we cherished transforms. But often we experience longing as an open wound, something that paralyzes us, causes suffering, or makes us feel incomplete. What if I told you there's another side to this story? A side few people talk about. The ability of longing to connect us with what truly matters and guide us toward a fuller life. Today, we'll explore together how longing can be transformed into beauty and purpose. You'll discover how this profound emotion can help you find new meanings, strengthen your inner connection, and even celebrate the memories of those who've left, without denying the pain. Because longing isn't just an absence, it can also be a presence that guides us. Pause for a moment and think. How many times have you felt the ache of missing someone or something, only to realize that the sensation brought back precious memories? Even if mixed with pain, longing has the power to remind us of what truly matters, and that's worth exploring deeply. Let's begin by understanding the dual nature of longing. Yes, it brings pain. Yes, it reminds us of loss. But does it have to be only that? Or is there something hidden within this complex emotion? Picture longing as a tree. Its roots are buried deep in the soil of sorrow, the memories of what's gone, the moments that won't return, the words that will never be spoken again. But its branches stretch toward the sky, seeking light and beauty. Like the tree, longing can blossom if we learn to nurture it. It can remind us not only of what we've lost, but also of love, joy, and meaning we once experienced. To better understand this duality, consider a mother who misses her child who left for college. She cries over the absence, but finds comfort in the messages and photos they share. Or think of a couple who lost a loved one. They create rituals to keep that person's memory alive, like planting a tree in their honor. These small acts show that longing doesn't have to be only pain. It can also be an invitation to create something new. But here's an important reflection. Longing isn't just about the past, it's also about the present and the future. When we feel longing, we're being invited to look within ourselves and ask, what is this longing trying to teach me? Perhaps it's reminding us of essential values like love, gratitude, or resilience. Maybe it's calling us to reconnect with something we've neglected in our daily lives. What have you learned about yourself when you felt longing? Is there a memory, even a painful one, that brought with it a lesson or insight? When we approach longing with these questions in mind, we realize it can be much more than a wound. It can be a bridge to growth. Listen closely. In analytical psychology, longing can be seen as a manifestation of the anima or animus, the emotional and spiritual parts of our being. It can also be a call from the shadow, those aspects of ourselves we prefer to ignore or haven't yet integrated into our consciousness. When we feel longing, we're being invited to dive into deeper layers of our identity. Consider this. When we miss someone, we're often not just yearning for the person themselves, but for the qualities they embodied. Perhaps it was courage, kindness, creativity, or even lightheartedness. These traits might reflect something we need to reclaim within ourselves. Let me share a story. Imagine a young woman named Clara. She lost her grandfather, a wise and caring man who always taught her the importance of cultivating patience and compassion. In the months following his passing, she felt a deep ache, as though she had lost not just her grandfather, but also the sense of security and wisdom he provided. One day, while walking through a park, she noticed herself becoming anxious and impatient with others. Then she remembered his words, "Patience is a form of love." She decided to honor his memory by incorporating that quality into her daily life. She began practicing active listening and giving others more time and space. The longing didn't disappear, but it transformed into something constructive. This story illustrates something important. Longing can be a portal to self-awareness. When we miss someone, we're often projecting qualities we admire and wish to develop within ourselves. This happens because, unconsciously, we associate those people with values or characteristics we consider essential. Close your eyes for a moment and ask yourself, what is this longing trying to teach me about who I am or who I can become? What qualities or values do you associate with the person or moment that brings you longing? How can those qualities be expressed in your life now? When we answer these questions, we begin to transform pain into purpose. Another fascinating aspect is that longing can also be a form of psychological alchemy. In alchemy, the process of transformation involves integrating opposites, like light and dark, positive and negative. Similarly, longing invites us to integrate the pain of loss with the beauty of memories. It's a delicate but incredibly powerful process. Now it's time to put all of this into practice. I'll share 3 simple techniques that can help you transform longing into personal growth. First, try therapeutic writing. Write letters to those who've passed, expressing both your pain and gratitude for the shared memories. Don't worry about rules or structure. The key is to let your feelings flow freely. Many people report that this exercise brings relief and clarity. Through writing, you may uncover emotions that were hidden or gain new perspectives on your relationship with the person who's gone. Second, create rituals. Establish small daily or weekly rituals to honor those who've left. It could be something simple, like lighting a candle, meditating in silence, or preparing their favorite dish. Rituals help us maintain a living connection with those we love, even in their physical absence. They also provide a safe space to process our emotions. Third, practice positive reinterpretation. Reflect on how past experiences continue to influence your life positively, even after the loss. For example, perhaps you've learned to be more resilient or to value the present moment more deeply. By recognizing these contributions, you transform longing into something that strengthens your journey. Of course, sometimes we try to escape longing. We binge watch shows, keep ourselves busy, or distract ourselves with anything we can find. But deep down, we know it always returns, like a stubborn cat that insists on coming back home. Instead of running away, why not embrace it? Someone I know started gardening after losing a loved one. She used the act of caring for plants as a way to channel her emotions and create something new from the pain. Every flower that bloomed became a living reminder that life continues, even after loss. If you could talk to the person you miss today, what would you ask them about your own journey? This question can be a powerful starting point for exploring new meanings in your life. Another interesting exercise is to imagine how the person you miss would want you to live your life now. What advice would they give? What words of encouragement would they say? By doing this, you create an active connection with those who've passed, transforming longing into inspiration. Longing doesn't have to be just a burden. It can be a bridge to growth, inner connection, and purpose. By recognizing its duality, pain, and beauty, and integrating its lessons, we can transform absence into presence. Remember, longing is proof that we have loved deeply. And where there is love, there will always be light, even in the darkest moments. If this video touched your heart, share your experience in the comments. How have you been dealing with longing? Together, we can transform our stories of loss into stories of hope.